G'day everyone, I'm Dr. Graham Walker from the Australian National University, and today we're going to talk a little bit about energy and transport. We use a lot of energy moving things around, and what sources of energy we use to do that has a big impact on our environment. And everyone, please don't try this at home. Don't try it at your mate's house, but if you do want to try it in future, we've got some great courses you can take here at the ANU. Now we're going to start off with a bit of an old school source of energy. In here we've got some natural gas or fossil gas dug out of the earth, and we're going to get a little bit out, exactly 40 mils, and we're going to pop that into our little experimental test vehicle. Now a standard internal combustion engine works kind of like that. We've got fuel, we inject it into the engine, we're going to pop a few little marshmallows in there to give this some thrust, and we ignite that fuel. So as the fuel burns, it creates lots of hot gas, lots of pressure. That pressure makes a force, and that's what moves the vehicle, okay? If any marshmallows come out of your car exhaust pipe, you've probably got bigger problems, but that's the basic principle. Inside the engine, we've got a little bit of equipment like this. Okay, your good old cylinder. You might have 4 cylinders, you might have 6 cylinders, you might even have a V8 with 8 cylinders, and each one of those cylinders is burning fuel to create pressure, which makes a force, and we use that force eventually to turn the wheels. So inside your car engine, each cylinder is firing away. Okay, we need something to get the fuel burning, and it's as that fuel burns that the carbon in the fuel combines with oxygen in the air as it burns, and it makes carbon dioxide. This is a gas that's warming up our planet, okay, kind of like a blanket on the planet, but if you've got too many blankets, you're going to get too hot. So looking at other ways that we can power our vehicles is an exciting idea as we move into the future, and in fact, it's happening right now. Electric cars, electric skateboards, electric bikes, we can get around from A to B without making so many carbon dioxide emissions. But back to our internal combustion engine. Each cylinder, firing, firing, firing. We need something to start the fire. Fire needs 3 things. We're going to need something to start the fire, little spark plug. We need some oxygen, which is already in the tube. The third thing we need is the fuel. Again, we're going to use our fuel, natural gas. In your regular car, using petrol or diesel, we're going to use this gas today. Now, the other unfortunate character in this story is this guy, Piston Pete. Now, Piston Pete, he has a pretty tough gig, I've got to be honest. Piston Pete gets in the cylinder. First, the fuel injector sprays the fuel in. Piston Pete's in the cylinder, and there's an explosion, okay, right under Piston Pete's bottom. Just when Piston Pete thinks he's going to escape this terrible ordeal, the engine pulls him back down, and there's another explosion. So over and over and over again, you can imagine Piston Pete's bottom is absolutely smoking. Now, we're going to give Piston Pete a little bit of an insurance policy, just like we do in a regular engine. I'm going to go and get some water and pop it on Piston Pete's bottom. Now, in a regular car, the cooling process is a little bit more elaborate, but we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Bit of water on Piston Pete to keep it nice and cool. And that's one of the things with our internal combustion engine. A lot of that good energy is actually lost in the form of heat rather than going down to turn the wheels. Okay, so in goes our fuel. In goes Piston Pete. Sorry, mate, but it's for science. And we can 3, 2, 1. Off he goes. Now you might have seen just a little flash of flame there, and that flame, that's an important moment, because that's the moment the carbon in our fuel is combining with oxygen in the air to create carbon dioxide. That's what's coming out of your exhaust pipe, along with a few other things, and it's not good news for Mother Nature. So we're thinking about other ways that we can get around. And the way batteries have moved along in the last 5, 10, 15 years has unlocked all these amazing possibilities in ways to get around. I know you know about electric cars. Maybe you've had to go on an electric bike. I love mine, and I love my electric skateboards, but we have a bit of an experimental test vehicle here today at the ANU to try. We're going to try and build an electric hoverboard, okay? It all relies around this battery. We've got our lithium battery, just a drill battery. You might have one in the shed. So we're going to pop that in there, Now, you might also have a leaf blower in the garage, and if you'd like to make your own leaf blower hovercraft, it is an awesome family project, great fun, and we're going to go and give it a test ride in just a second. Awesome, so we're out in the corridor where I work at the Centre for the Public Awareness of Science. We've got our lithium-powered, leaf blower-powered hoverboard, and we're going to test it out. Now, before we jump in, and we often do this as people, we don't think about new technologies before we embrace them, but this is one we need to think about. Where the lithium comes from, how we dispose of these afterwards, these are really important questions. We don't want to solve one problem with another problem. So we need to find sustainable ways to source this that are in harmony with nature and in harmony with people. But let's get into the driving. All right, the way the hoverboard works, air goes through here, comes out here, and just that thin layer of air should be enough to break friction and get me hovering. Let's give it a go. I definitely got to put an outboard on the back, but you can see how it works. Little bit of air underneath, that's enough to break the friction, and we can glide along nicely. As we use the energy out of the lithium battery, we don't produce any carbon dioxide emissions. Very different to other ways of powering transport. So pretty awesome, everyone. Awesome fun. Not sure it's going to be my regular commute, but it is a great way to get excited and get creative about some of the solutions we're going to need as we move from using things like fossil fuels to electrifying and finding sources of energy that are more in harmony with nature and are going to leave the world in better state for the next generation. Thanks, everyone.